Here we go. We're gonna start off with the Gold Rush coffee cake. Oftentimes my kids ask for this coffee cake over a regular cake on their birthdays. That's how much they love it. It's beautiful, it's great for presentation, and here we go. All right, the Gold Rush coffee cake, here's a picture of it. You can see it in the cookbook. It's on page 111. I had a coffee cake at a restaurant and I loved it so much I came home and looked everywhere I could for kind of a knockoff recipe, and then I played around with it, and this is the recipe we've come up with. So here we go. We're gonna start with 2 sticks of melted butter. We're gonna this is the streusel portion. So the streusel will be going in the middle of the coffee cake as well as on the top. So, got the melted butter. We're gonna add to that 2/3 cup of light brown sugar. Throw that in there. All of this kind of gets mixed up together, so it doesn't really matter order. But go ahead and mix that butter and brown sugar. After that, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Get that all in there. And a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And a 1/2 cup of regular white sugar. I mean, this is not for the faint of heart, I will tell you, but it's fantastic and it's worth it no matter what. All right, finally, we're gonna take 2 2/3 cups of flour and add that. What this is gonna turn into is just a crumble. And like I said, it's gonna go in between on the coffee cake and on top of the coffee cake. Sometimes you can just throw your hands in here, although I haven't taken off my rings, so I will spare you from me doing that. There we go. All right, see, it's turned into a crumble, and because of all the butter, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Okay, we have finished our crumble. Now we're going to do the batter. Before then, I've gone ahead and I have preheated the oven at 350. You need to make sure that's done. Then we've got a bundt pan. We're gonna go ahead and grease that. I just spray some Pam on it, but you just don't want it to stick because you have to flip it at the end. So we've got that ready, and here goes the batter. Oh my gosh, this is so good. All right, we're gonna take 1½ sticks of butter, and we're gonna combine that with 1½ cups of sugar. Now, it's important that you whip this butter and this sugar for 4 to 5 minutes. We're gonna make it a little shorter, given that we're doing this for TV, but it needs to be light and airy so that your coffee cake really rises. All right, after those are mixed, and again, you're gonna do that longer than I did. You're gonna take 4 eggs that are at room temperature. Look at the size of that egg. I think that's a double yolk. It's a double yolk. I know, it's amazing. They're so beautiful. All right, we're gonna take 4 eggs. I'm not gonna use the double, well, let's use it. It's a double yolk. I feel like that's good luck or something. So here's a question I'm just thinking about while we do this. Does a double yolk egg equal 2 eggs? I don't know. I'm gonna do it as 2 eggs just because the whole size is bigger. All right, we're gonna mix those 4 eggs. Get that all mixed in. And here, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Get that all mixed up. Now, I know, well, I'll tell you about that in a second. First, we're gonna do our sour cream. We do 1 1/3 cups of sour cream. Let's get this in here. I mean, sour cream makes everything moist. I love sour cream in my cakes, in the coffee cake. All right, here we go. I'll tell you, I am not an exact baker. Probably would not have passed a baking course. All right, here we go. Sour cream is done. Mix that up. To that, here we go. We are gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Put that in there. A half a teaspoon of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Let's mix all of that up. And then you add the flour. And the flour, let's see, is 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. It is ready. Oh my gosh. I mean, who fights for these? I fight for these. Let's mix this. Here comes the fun part, the assembly. And I'm gonna spray just a little bit more. Make sure you spray the whole thing of your bundt pan because it has to come out and then flip over. We are now going to put half of the batter down in here. This coffee cake is so good. First of all, I make this coffee cake basically for all brunches that I cook for. Christmas, Thanksgiving, I serve it with quiche, I serve it with scrambled eggs. And like I said, even my kids have chosen it over a regular cake occasionally. So we've got half of the batter down. And let me show you what you do next. This is how you get it in the middle. You take the crumble that you've already done and you crumble it all around. Take half of this. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Then you're gonna take the remainder of this batter and put it all the way around. Let's see. Oh my gosh, your kids, your family, everybody's gonna thank you. You're gonna thank me. Have this with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee in the morning. Just rewarm it if you want. We are gonna put the rest of the topping on top. This is then gonna go in your oven for about 40 to 50 minutes. I check on it and I touch it because I don't want it totally solid. There's a reason they call my food barely baked, and that's because I really like things to be moist and I don't like things overcooked. But 40 to 50 minutes you should be good, depending on your oven. All right. Let's put this in the oven.